We're a family business. My father and I run 19 Burger King restaurants. We've been in the franchise system for 30 years. I've been in the business for 15 years, both on the human resources side and on the operations side. So we have a pretty good feel for the business and been pretty successful over the course of 30 years running our restaurants. We've had a lot of food cost issues over time in our restaurants and really couldn't put my finger on it. You know, we would do inventories and shift inventories. Once we determined they weren't inventory issues, we realized it was food either going over the front counter, out the window, or cash being skimmed out the drawer. And we really didn't have a good method in place to really identify the problem and who was the culprit until we put in the next wave system. I was the only person who was viewing the videos, and once I was able to identify different patterns over time, I then brought my district manager in, showed him the video, got his buy-in that, this was a great system and would be a big benefit to our organization. And even we found a manager that was skimming quite a bit amount of money out of the drawer that was a significant amount, equated to almost 5/10 of our food costs in that store, because once we determined that we did have theft going on, we were able to eliminate the problem and made an immediate impact on our food costs. And before we had the next wave system in place, we would have to review transaction logs in our SciComm system, and it would take hours to go through every transaction log to find patterns of discrepancies. Obviously, operating 19 restaurants, I can't be viewing video every day. With the next wave system now, I can review them in 10-15 minutes tops per restaurant. And identify if there are any patterns or if there are any significant issues that we need to resolve. Once you eliminate a significant problem, your employees do know that there is video, they are watching through the drive-through window, they are watching out the back door, but it still requires constant follow-up, it still requires constant feedback and communication with your management team, because your management team changes over, we move people from restaurant to restaurant, and you're constantly hiring new people. You always need to make them aware that there is a system in place that guards for theft and that protects the employees in the restaurant. We also will follow up with them when they do the right things, to praise them, that say, hey, we looked at the video and appreciate how you handled that transaction or handled that guest, thank you very much. So we want to use it as a positive, but at the same time, it also plants a seed in their mind that yes, there is video and we are watching every transaction. We have experimented with 16 camera systems in our restaurants, and we have several restaurants with 16 camera systems, 8 camera systems, and they're only as good as the person monitoring them. It's similar to trying to find that needle in a haystack. With the next wave system, that needle is identified and provided for you. For us, it's easily justifiable on that bottom line when you're able to manage that food cost in a business where margins are very, very, very thin. We look at it as a necessity now to every one of our restaurants as part of our safety and security and cash handling procedures.